Welcome Raptors, I am Samurai Rex and today, as you know, given the video title, we are gonna unbox and assemble my first ever Fanatec sim rig. And a quick disclaimer before we begin, Fanatec doesn't ship directly to India, so I had to import it, and while importing I needed to repack stuff, so it occupied less space. So now that you are aware of that, let's begin. So this is where we begin, and this is part 1. So we are only gonna assemble the Fanatec Sims stuff, and this is the cockpit. We will unbox and assemble and also mount the stuff of Fanatec in the second part, and in the third part we are gonna do the monitors. So here we go. So this is where all the motors and stuff is, and this is the power kit for 8 Newton meter power kit for the motor Fanatec DD Pro. So this is the brake performance kit for the pedals, and now this is the Fanatec clutch push shifter. Pretty rigid and nice feel to it. This is the dampener kit. As I've told you, it has been repacked to conserve space. This is the quick release, and this is for the NASCAR steering hub. Yeah, the metal stuff and the screws are also here. And now the main stuff. This is the Fanatec GT Pro. It's pretty heavy, so it's PlayStation and PC compatible. And here are all the manuals and stuff right there, and some stickers as well. The clutch sport manual, the dampener kit manual, the wheelbase manual. Pretty great stuff. And here is the sequential stuff, and this is the manual for manual shifting. Then we got some Allen keys and screws. One more Allen key, and then yeah, pretty much the same stuff. And this is for the dampener kit. Then we have got the RJ12 cables to attach everything, the PS2 as well, RJ12 to PS2. More RJ12, some metal stuff for that. More screws, and some screws, and some mounts. So that's it for this box. So now that we have kept that on the side, we are gonna unbox the NASCAR wheel. And there we get the NASCAR logo with the velcro attached to it, so that we can attach it to the wheel. And then the wheel itself, it's pretty big, and here it is. Pretty nice aluminium brush finish to it, and the cloth feels nice as well. Feels hand stitched. And then let's wrap up this thing, and then keep it here. And now we have the universal hub V2. We're gonna attach this to the wheel, and then to the quick release, and the quick release gonna attach to this bad boy over here. And on the box, getting some pretty nice packaging on this one. We have the club sport, nice magnetic paddle shifts, a knob over here, some nice buttons, and the LED over here, the quick release over here. So now that you unbox everything, there are the buttons as well over here. So now that you unbox everything, let's finish it. Have the pedals to unbox. Well, it's already unboxed, but it's in the cloth, so there you go. First thing, bring this knot out here. Yeah, there you go. It's easy. And there we have the quick guide, and yeah, the mods for the pedals, plastic mods, and then some more RJ12, and then springs as well as the connectors for the pedals, and the big pedals themselves. There. nice and professional as well. Nice black and red. It has some rumble motors behind here, as you can see. Pretty nice additions. The red springs are there. And then the load cell brake, obviously. And then the clutch. So now we can finally begin assembling. So right now we are gonna adjust the cluster buttons so that I can fit them over there. So before that we will install the quick release and so yeah, we have to do this. Let's be satisfied. There we go. And now remove the cap. Now gently install the quick release like this. Right there. And then we're gonna mount it with these screws and washers. Right here, then right here, and then behind here and here. Then you will slowly tighten it with this given Allen key. Now that we have installed the quick release, let's adjust the cluster buttons so that I can reach them. Now with this ID, use this. This over here, and then you and then out. And like that, and this side. And then you gently pull it so that now you gently like this. Yep, there we go. And like this. Maybe like this. So remove the cables. And now we will remove the cables from here. Now that we have removed the cables, it's time to adjust the cluster buttons as well as the paddle shift. Now we are gonna loosen the nuts up from here. You can use a spanner, but I don't have one, so I'm using this. Then there we go. Now that they are loose, you can adjust them. Now I want this like this over here with the edge, so I'm happy with that. Make sure before tightening the bolts, you cross check with the wheel you are using and see that you are not blocking any holes with the other things. Okay, so this is the most convenient for me to keep the cluster buttons here and the funky switch over here. So that's the final setup I'm using. So now I'm gonna tighten the bolts. Now I have shifted the pedals upwards to better my reach, and now I'm gonna use these things to extend the pedals more outwards. Now as per the manual, I have extended the pedal shifts according to my convenience, and finally we have to now reattach this. Now as per the manual, you can see the connections required. The funky switch goes here and here. So if you have moved the funky switch like I have on the above, be careful not to put it on the above, just put it where it belongs. Okay, so here we go. The two cluster buttons should go over here, so I will put it here. Watch your pin. Now this cluster button goes over here since the gap is in front of me, and watch your pins carefully. This like here, this goes like this. Oh, careful there. Yep, fit right there. Now the funky switch goes over here, and here we go, right here. Yep, straight. And now this cluster button. Now according to my left, we look at the between. So this one, that thing's there. This goes here. Yep, and then this goes here. And now we have to do this magnetic module. This one goes here like this. There it goes. And then this one should go right like this. There it goes. And now from here we have to do this. Take this out. Make sure this goes right. Now after putting the switches, put the lid back on and then tighten it with this Allen key. Like this side. And then that's it. Right hold. Now that we have screwed it on, next take this plate and then put on top of this. Make sure you align the stuff, and then finally we put this right around here. Align the holes. Right here. Up. Right here. There you go. And now screws. Just put this right here. Align. This one. Next this one. Okay. We can screw them right there. Oh, right there. There we go. Here. Then here. Here. Now, after finally we are done screwing them on, we are gonna put this thing on this. So let's open it up. And there's a logo with the velcro, and this goes there. So I'm gonna put this thing over here, and then align the logo with this, then it should be good to go, and then I should press it. A quick tip for you guys, don't put the funky switch up. I just had to remove everything and put the funky switch over here because it was blocking this LED strip, which is gonna show your, it's kind of basically like your speedometer thing. So now we put this thing over here. But a quick peel. Yes. There we go. And now put this over here. With that, our steering wheel is done. The next thing to do are the pedals. So now we are gonna do the pedals. These are Club Sport Pedals V3. This is the brake performance kit, the dampener kit, and the supplied box of extra strong black springs, some lithium grease, G12 cable, and for connecting directly to the PC. First, let us install the Club Sport brake performance kit. Now, in the packet we get some lithium grease, a fix one tool, and then the sponge. So before beginning, make sure that the preload is set to the lowest level. Now that is set to the lowest level, add this thing right around here. This is so that we avoid damaging the rumble motor cable. Now after you do this, just flip it over, and as you can see there's a nut over here. You need to loosen it. Now after removing this nut from there, you need to remove the bolt attached over here. Just use this one. So after removing the nut, this thing pops out, and after removing this from here, you need to remove these two, and then according to your preference, put the PU foam first, apply the lithium grease to it, and then I chose one 13 red and one 13 green for medium settings. You can choose as per your thing, and then you put the PU foam first, and then the two of the things you choose, and then put this back again over here. Remember, the screw should be at the back, and then just reverse process. Now after doing the brake performance kit, we are gonna change the springs of both the clutch and the accelerator. So for the clutch we need the small one, this one. So first we have got to loosen these screws up right over here, these ones. Now after installing the clutch spring, it will look something like this. And now we will do the same with the accelerator. So we will remove this. Be easy with this one. After removing the nuts, you need to pull this out, and then slowly, you need to pull this like this, and then this will come out. And now you need to exchange the spring. Just pull it out like this, keep it aside, then bring the new one, keep it here, then put this, then keep it as close. This, then push it down, then you go like this, take this again, and then screw it up. Not that I do. Now that we are done with the pedals, the springs are done, the brake performance kit is done, the dampener kit is left. But I won't be installing the dampener just yet. I will want to see my performance without the dampener, and if I really need it, I will install it then, because it's really optional. So now the video is over. I'll see you in the next video, and In the next video, I will be unboxing as well as assembling as well as mounting these things on top of the cockpit. So be sure to check it out. See ya. Bye.